In the last section, we handled a little bit more of route configuration inside of our application. We added on the /surveys component. We figured out the difference between adding a route with exact as a prop and leaving off exact. So remember, in general, you usually probably want to have exact, but you might have an application where you do want to greedily match. And so it's really left as an option up to you to decide whether or not the route should use the exact prop right here. Now, the next thing we're going to take care of is making sure that we can see both the survey new and the header components on the screen as well. We'll first take care of survey new. Remember that we only want to see this component on the screen whenever the user visits the route of /surveys/new. So I'll flip back on over, and we're going to add on an additional route underneath the existing one with a path of /surveys/new. And then whenever a user goes there, I want to show the component survey new. So survey new, like so. Okay, so I want you to now consider, I want you to ask yourself the question, does the dashboard component here, or does the survey new component here, need to also have a prop of exact? I want you to just kind of think about that for a second. And while you do, we're going to test out this new route of /surveys/new. So I'll go back over to the browser. I'll go back to our running application, and I'm now going to manually navigate over to /surveys/new, like so. And when I do so, yep, sure enough, we see both the dashboard and the survey new components, which are definitely not what we expect to have happen. When I go to /surveys/new, I only want to see survey new. I don't want to see the dashboard. And so as you might guess, this is another case of greedily matching the route by React Router. So React Router says, okay, the route is /surveys/new. It looks at the first route. It says, okay, I need to exactly match the route. Is / exactly equal to /surveys/new? It says nope. It then goes to the next one and says, is the string /surveys contained within surveys/new? It says yes, and so it decides to show the dashboard component. So long story short, yes, we do also have to add on exact to this route as well. So we'll add on exact, and now it should behave more in the way we expect. Now at this point, we really just have these three components right here. I don't really need to add on the exact property name to this route. I certainly could. It won't harm anything. There's no harm in it. I certainly could add that on, but I don't strictly need to because there's no other route or no other path inside of our application that a user might go to that has the string survey/new in it. So I really don't have to add on exact here, but there would certainly be no harm if I did. So now when we flip back over to the browser, it looks like the refresh already kicked in. I'm at /surveys/new, and I only see the survey new component on the screen. Okay, so this is working out pretty well. I think that the very last thing that we're going to take care of is to make sure that we can always, no matter what, always see the header component on the screen. That's the last thing that we need to take care of. So here's the great thing about React Router. It treats these routes like special children or special objects that it needs to evaluate and say, hey, do I need to show this thing on the screen? But other than that, they are treated as normal React components. Normal React components. And what I really mean by that is we can treat them like any other React component inside of our project. We can put normal components like normal text above, in between, after, like normal text, other components, buttons, anchor tags, whatever else we want can be freely nested among all these different routes. And so long story short, in order to get our header to also appear on the screen and make sure that it is visible at all times, we can just pass it or assign it at the very top above all these other routes. And so that means that the header will always be displayed no matter what, because notice that it's not tied to any specific route configuration. And React Router will always make sure that the header is visible, and then it will place any other respective or relevant route on the screen. So that's pretty much it. That's how we take care of showing a component at all times with React Router. We just treat it like any other component. So now if I save the application and flip back over, we're going to see the header appear at the very top when we're at survey new. If we go to just slash surveys, we'll still see the header and the dashboard. And if we go to just slash, we'll see both the header and the landing screen as well. Now, of course, we also want to make sure that the content inside the header gets customized based on whether or not the user is logged in, but that is a completely separate consideration. The content in the header is determined by a certain piece of data inside of our React and Redux, or really our Redux store. The content that should be visible on the screen at all is visible depending on the route, and that means that it falls underneath the responsibility of React Router. So now that we've got React Router at least initially set up and initially put together, let's continue in the next section where we're going to start to break the header component out to a separate component, and we'll also make sure that we have some ability of deciding whether or not the user is truly logged in when they first visit our application. So let's continue the next section and continue on our app.